Good morning. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We try to keep this from falling. Good morning, Jessica. How are you, beautiful? Good to see you. Y'all, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Let me give you what the Lord is giving today. Um, you all be sure to let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. I know I'm looking around because I'm trying to. Oh, Shababa. Okay. All right, you guys. Listen, it's 3/3/2022, 3/3/2022. And as we are, I don't know why my computer restarted, but as we are stepping into March, marching into March, if you really understand the significance of it, um, there are lots of things that are happening. Now, the thing about this month is you're going to have to really be aware of you. Now, it's one thing to be aware of other people, it's another thing to be aware of you. You're going to have to be aware of your responses. You're going to have to be aware of how things affect you, what triggers you. You're going to have to be aware of um, people whose energy is not, it just is not vibing with you. And unapologetically step back from that energy. And it's not that something is wrong with the person. It's not that they're a horrible person, that they're a bad person, but you're gonna have to step back from some energy in the month of March, because this month is very significant. And as you're going through this month, you need to be able to be around people, energy, positivity, things that are going to move you forward, not drag you backwards. Some people, just their name triggers a negative response to your body. Like, I ain't just talking about to you mentally, I'm talking about to your body. Like, your body just has an aversive reaction. Listen, it's almost like you're allergic to them. It's not that you're allergic to them, but it's something about them, something about their energy, something about how they show up that is negatively affecting you. And so you got to be willing to step away from that energy. Just step away. You ain't got to make an announcement. It doesn't have to be a Facebook post. But listen, just step away for your own sanity, for your own ability to move forward in your life towards your destiny, because this month is a march towards your destiny. You are marching towards your destiny. And as you march towards your destiny, it is up to you and only you to make sure that you're good. Like, you good? Okay. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're good. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. Lord, I'm in the wrong one. Hold on. So, March, you're marching into your destiny, marching towards your destiny. You got to make sure that you are um paying attention to you, checking you out, evaluating you, knowing what's going on with you. And as you do that, what's going to happen? Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. What's going to happen is it's going to get easier and clearer for you to make decisions about your life. It's going to be easier and clearer for you to make decisions about your life, what you're going to focus on, what you're going to stand with, what you're going to do, places you're going to be. All of that is going to be, it's going to help you to be clear with that. It's going to be easier for you to check out of things you need to check out of. See, it's some stuff you need to check out of. You know, there's a movie called, what is the name of the movie? The one about Anna. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The one about Anna, and I'm gonna have to find the name of it. But in this movie, you know, she stays in these five-star hotels. Now, the thing about it, this is the interesting thing about it, is she apparently didn't have the money to stay in these five-star hotels, but she stays in these five-star hotels based on um a perception that she has money, based on the notion that she has money, based on that someone said she had money, based on, an image that she portrayed. She stays in them based on that, right? But there comes a time when she has to check out. And when she checks out of the hotel, it's not really her checking out. Really, they check her out most of the time. They say, you can no longer stay here. Now, look, listen to me. In your life, you have an opportunity this month to check out of some situations, some circumstances, some relationships, um, as opposed to them checking out on you. You have a chance. You have a choice. You can do this, right? If you don't check out, they're going to check you out. They're going to check you out. They're going to remove you. Now, this is the thing. Who wants to be removed? Like, we don't be wanting to be removed. Like, that hurts our feelings, right? But God is giving you an opportunity to remove yourself from situations, relationships, conversations, that don't serve you. Hey, Samuel. Hey, Donnell. Good morning, beautiful. So
Which one?
I'm Siri always in my conversation.
I thought so.
She always in my conversation, listening to me. I think she's done. Okay. She just went, which one? Me. I'm beautiful. Which one? Me. Beautiful. Which one? Me, girl. What is you doing? I don't know why my computer is shutting off like that. But nonetheless, it doesn't change the fact that you're going to have to make some decisions this month. Failure to make this connections where you need to make this connections, to step away where you need to step away, is going to result in it ending and ending badly. It's going to result in it ending and ending badly. So to avoid it ending badly, you just walk away, step away, back up. It doesn't take much to back up. Just back up. You ain't got to make a grand announcement. You don't have to send them a text and say, I really am not feeling your energy. And I really feel like your energy is negative. And so I'm going to step away from you. And you ain't got to do all that. Just fall back. That's all you got to do. Just fall back, fall back, right? Fall back. Maybe your fallback will be the thing that causes them to check themselves, right? Now, some people you're going to have a conversation with, but not everybody. And the conversation, like, this is a time to be very conscious of how you communicate with people. You got to be very conscious of how you communicate with people. If you communicated with these people in the past that their energy, like, just you too negative, da, 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 why keep having that conversation over and over again? You don't want to do that. Fall back. If you've not had a conversation and it's a relationship that you value and you feel like you need to do that, right? But really, it's listening to the voice of God as it relates to these people and these circumstances. So I am mm, wow. I am in awe of God, because God is doing some things this month that is incredible. Inventing Anna, that's the name of the movie, Inventing Anna. And she basically invented herself. Y'all, the movie is powerful. The movie is powerful. I still don't know. It's a series, actually. I still am not, or is it a movie? Either way, I still don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is she in jail, right? Or she was. I'm not sure if she still is or not, but she was in jail, or is in jail, for scamming. But y'all, the things that she was able to get away with, the things that she was able to do, like, it is crazy. Now, check this out. In this month, my God, this month is like a coming out month. Um, I get it, God. Anna reinvented herself. And God said that in this season, He is reinventing you, but not, yeah, He's reinventing you. You've believed lies about you for so long that you've taken that as your, okay, God, you've taken that as your identity. You've taken the lies and made the lies your identity instead of understanding that your identity is more than the lies that have been told, the things that you've gone through, the traumas that you've experienced. There is more to you. And so he's reinventing you. He's giving you an opportunity to actively participate in a reinvention session, a time where you reinvent yourself. Like you know how people say, oh, I'm not a good test taker, right? That becomes a part of their identity. Or, oh, I'm a procrastinator. That becomes a part of our identity. Or, oh, they're a liar. Like anything that is a trait, like it is a trait. It is something that is considered set, right? There are things that we're calling set that are not set. There are things that we're calling set that are situations, circumstances. It is a season. It's all of these things, but it's not set. But it becomes set because we believe it's set. And so then we take something that was a situation or a circumstance and make it our identity. We make it our identity. We take it on as our identity. But this crazy thing, we take on the stuff that's negative as our identity and the stuff that's positive as, oh, that was a day. No, you've got to begin to take control of the narrative that you are creating around you, around who you are, around your identity, around your purpose, around your destiny. Because if not, people will establish your identity for you. And when people establish your identity, you're not going to like what they establish. Hey, gorgeous Eileen, what's going on, sis? Good morning. I'm not sure who that is, but good morning nonetheless. Yes, reinvent me, God. Yes, gaslighting did occur. And gaslighting is simply when people say things to you that make you feel like something is wrong with you and you're crazy, like you didn't hear what you heard, you didn't see what you like. They try to make it about you. They flip it around and they like throw gas on it and make it about you. This month, y'all, this month, it's almost like this month is like a coming out of the cocoon month. This month is like a coming out of the cocoon month, but which makes sense because the spring equinox is this month, right? We go into spring, right? We spring forward, baby. Listen, that day right there, okay? All the days are huge, but that day right there, God is releasing supernatural power to spring forth, right? And God desires for us to spring forth. And hey, Kim, how you doing, beautiful? It's so good to see you, girl. So we got to understand that, come in, daddy, everything that God created, the enemy took and perverted. So we talk about things like the spring equinox, the winter equinox. We talk about things like full moons. We talk about that stuff and we talk about them as negatives because the enemy has, I do. I love you, daddy. Good morning. Good morning to you, sweetie. Y'all say good morning to my daddy. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Tell my daddy good morning. Don't be rude. He done brought me a whole cup of coffee. Don't be rude. Y'all say good morning. Good morning, daddy. All right, daddy. Thank you. Love you too. Yeah, my daddy's so amazing. Mm. So we get to use this time, this energy. Um, we get to use this to move us forward.
Could you say that again? Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Siri, I'm not talking to you. Could you hear that? Why is she? Anyway, take this time and truly maximize it. This is the time to shift your identity. Shift your identity. Hey, Belinda, how you doing, beautiful girl? Yes, I'm gonna tell him, Donnell, that y'all said good morning. Yes, Jessica, I'm gonna let him know y'all said good morning. Because listen, y'all got to tell my daddy good morning. Good morning, daddy. So you all look, this month is huge. So this is the third day of the month, and yesterday was Ash Wednesday. And I did not normally Wednesday night, y'all know I do Finding Me with Dr. V. And I did not do it yesterday. And I didn't do it for a number of reasons. Um but we'll be back. We'll be back next week. But anyway, it's Ash Wednesday. It is. It was the beginning of Lent. It started the Lent season. The Lent season is the season leading up to the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. So it is a move into 40 days of fasting. Right now, we just came off a fast. I'm not doing a 40-day fast. Um, but this is what God has been doing. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do because ain't no telling, because God is God and I just listen to him. Um, but this is what I'm gonna say. There's so much power in this time. Y'all, God creates times for a reason. There's a reason God creates seasons. And I'm not talking about seasons as in winter, spring, fall. I'm not talking about that, summer. I'm not talking about that. That's part of it, but that's not all of it. We're in a season. We're in a season where God is looking for the real ones, looking for those people who will stand on his word, looking for those people who will transform their minds. How do we transform? We transform by the renewing of our mind. Listen, our minds need to be transformed. Literally, I saw a post this morning, and a woman was talking about her son. She was saying that when her son was born, that they labeled him as um, cognitively developmentally delayed, right? And as a result, there were things that he was held back from, and they kept working with him and working with him, and she began to talk about how like he like began to excel, and as he began to excel, it was like, what's going on? So he essentially not only excelled and moved from the special education classes into regular classes, but now they're skipping him a grade or moving him up a grade. And she was just talking about the change that occurred, because they had supported him, and but what I saw was, we let people label us. We take that label as our identity, and we limit ourselves and others as a result of those labels. We've got to understand that. Thank you, Belinda. God accepts us as we are. People are the ones that who put stipulations. He knows our heart before we do. He absolutely does. I know that's Kim. He absolutely does. Now check this out, y'all. Listen to me. Listen to me. I need y'all to get this. You've allowed other people to put labels on you. You've allowed the your actions in the past to become your identity, instead of understanding and accepting the fact that there are some things that you went through, there's some things that you did. They may not have been the best decisions. They may not have been the best things, and you may not have behaved as the best version of you. But that doesn't mean that you are dot dot dot, whatever that dot 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 is. We put what we put right there. Um, Okay, Artesia. We put what we put right there, but what we cannot do is we can't allow the labels of people to dictate our identity. Situation, circumstance, that was what was going on with us, but that's not necessarily who you are. This is the month for transformation. You want to change it? Change it. Change it. Change it. Change it. You have the ability to change it. Yesterday, I was talking to the kids, and we're going through this program where they're really learning how to take control of their mind, their thinking, to really understand the power that God has given them, because it comes from God. Let me tell y'all something else. Listen, a lot of this self-development stuff is simply the word of God applied. And then people take it, they use it, they apply it, not the Christians, not the church folks. We're not applying it. We reciting scriptures, but we ain't applying them to our lives. We reciting scriptures, but we're not understanding the power that God has given us. We're reciting scriptures, we're going to church, we're praying, but we're not doing the work. See, this is what I'm talking about. So what the world will do is the world will take what God has given us, the world would apply it to their life. They ain't even got to believe in God for it to work for them. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Listen, you ain't got to believe in God for the principles of God to work. The laws of God, the laws of the universe are simply that, laws. There are spiritual laws that you cannot change because it is a spiritual law. It's a spiritual law. If it is a spiritual law, it is going to work if you work it. That's how spiritual laws go. Listen, so what happens is the world takes it and the world uses it, and then it becomes the world's. We say it's the world's. The world says it's the world's. Next thing we know, something that God has ordained for us becomes what we consider new age. It's the word of God being put to work. It's the word of God being put to work. When people talk about, oh, I don't believe in manifesting, I don't believe in that. God said, He said, hmm, I want light. Let there be light. And guess what happened? He manifested light. Manifestation is simply the production of, in the natural, what has already taken place in the spiritual. Do you understand? You can't manifest something that doesn't already exist. It exists. Everything that you desire already exists. The way we manifest it is we focus on it, we speak it, and then we bring it into our current situation. We allow things to be moved around and shifted, and people to be shifted in order to produce and bring to us the very thing that we desire. That ain't new age. That's God. That's the word. That's the Bible. So this month, it is time for you to dig in and tap into what authority has God given you? What authority has He given you? And then walk in that authority. Walk in that authority with great confidence and know that God is God. So, what you gonna do? You're gonna sit back and complain. You're gonna moan. You're gonna groan. You're gonna talk about what people did, what they didn't do. You're gonna talk about what hasn't happened, what has happened. You're gonna talk about all that stuff, or are you going to walk in the authority that you have already been given? I was talking to the kid. Let me tell y'all something. The Walters Academy for Entrepreneurship, baby, there is no place like it. Let me tell you about our conversation. This is how good God is. I'll tell you about our conversation. So we're going through this program. It's a 5-week program where we're transforming our mind. We're learning how to apply principles of meditation in order to really create the life that we desire. When I say principles of meditation, I'm talking about focus. The word of God says meditate on His word day and night. His word is truth. His word is power. His word is real. Listen, it is life changing, life altering. So we're talking about intentionally creating the life, the world, the experiences, the us that we want, right? So we're talking. I start asking them stuff. They start dropping these quotes, right? These are not other people's quotes. These are theirs. These are their thoughts that they've put together, and they're dropping them, and they're dropping them, and they are powerful, and they're saying stuff, and it is powerful. We're talking about seventh to 12th graders, 7th to 12th graders. The school is 6th to 12th grade, but I only have 7th to 12 right now. But listen, those young people, baby, they showed themselves, right? even the ones that normally cut up and play and they not real serious, baby, they drop gems and jewels. um I'm trying to think of one of them, because my son said something and I was like, where did you get that? He said, you forget who my mama is, right? You forget who, did you forget who I'm related to? I said, boy, that's good. You made that up. He was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, what? Then another one dropped something. I said, the so we're talking. They're dropping these gems, they're dropping these nuggets. But as I'm talking to them, God gives me a revelation. And I'm going to share that revelation with you all, because you need to understand that God will give you revelations that are designed to take you to your destiny, to bring you into wealth, because the word of God declares that he's given us the ability to obtain wealth. So what will he give you in order for you to get wealth? He will give you a God idea. He'll give you a God idea. Sometimes we can't connect our God idea because we're so busy focused on what we know, what we're familiar with. Yes, Eileen. Powerful. Powerful. Good morning, Sydney. Yes, write the vision and make it plain. Yes, got to have that work. So listen. I said, God will give you a God idea to bring you into wealth. But if you don't apply yourself to the God idea, it becomes a good idea instead of a God idea. The difference between a good idea and a God idea is not only inspired by God, but it is empowered by God. It is breathed on by God. And you know it's a God idea when it manifests, but it won't manifest if you don't apply yourself, if you won't do the work. So if you fail to do the work, what started out as a God idea simply becomes a good idea. But that's not how it was originated. Thank you, Sydney. Yes, a God idea for wealth. So, do you know what God began to do? God began to convict me. What, y'all, I said he convicted me. Y'all heard what I said. He convicted me. He said, I gave you a God idea with this school. My God, my God. I gave you something and you did not fully execute it because you encountered a lot of obstacles. You didn't have the funding. You didn't have the support. This didn't go right. That didn't go right. People walked away. People walked on you. People lied. People lied on you. Listen, you didn't do what all you said, okay, I'm just going to pull back. I'm just not going to give so much, because if I give so much of myself and it doesn't work and it doesn't fully manifest, then I'm going to feel stupid. Your fear of failure prevented you from moving forward fully in the God idea that I gave you. And that's on you. That's not on anybody else. How many of you, God has given you something, but because you encountered obstacles, because people didn't believe you or believe in you, because people lied on you, because of all those things, like you stopped giving it everything. You still kind of did it, but you didn't give it everything because you were afraid. So yesterday, that's what my son said. He said um something about the fear, um the time that you are afraid, the very thing that you're afraid to do could be the very thing that changes your life. Something like that. Something like that. He said the very thing that you're afraid to do could be the very thing that changes your life. So you got to do it. Y'all, do what you're scared to do. If you listen to me, this is a good measure of whether or not this is something God told you to do. This is a good measure. Y'all listening? Y'all listening? If when you think about doing it, it terrifies you, like the thought of doing it terrifies you because it is so huge and it could fall so big, like it could fall big. God told you that. Do it. Like this is the time, this is the season where you gotta, like, you listen. When I get like that, when God is telling me to do something, and like I feel it in my body when I'm scared to do it. I feel it in my like my body starts to just get this like. Uh, uh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Listen, that's when I put on gangster music. Listen. That's when I gotta tap into my gangster, right? That's when I gotta tap into my Jesus that flipped the tables over and cracked the whip and told them, you better get out of my daddy's house. He wasn't a priest at that temple. He had no what was considered um legitimate authority in that temple. But Jesus rolled up in that mud and he flipped that stuff. He flipped it. Listen, I channel my OG Jesus. I'm talking about the OG Jesus. And I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to tell y'all this, and it might hurt some people's feelings. But most church people on their most gangster day don't really tap into that gangster Jesus. Like they scared of him. Like they like soft Jesus, right? Jesus that loves everyone, Jesus that supplies, Jesus that turns the fish, multiplies the fish and loaves. Jesus, like they like him. They don't like Jesus that told his mama, "Woman, my time is not yet." Oh, they don't. What? They don't like Jesus that says, "You brood of hypocrites." They don't like him. They don't like him. They don't like him. They like the loving, healing Jesus. Y'all, do y'all not see throughout the Bible? Jesus let them know when they were looking for him. Listen, Jesus, like, here I am. Mm, I heard you was looking for me. Here I am. Here I go. Listen, the here I go, Jesus. See, because there were times when he didn't say nothing. He just faded to black. But there were times when he said, here I go. I heard you was looking for me. Here I go. Listen, this is why I have to have some gangster music in my life. For me, I'm not talking about y'all super religious, extra holy people. I'm talking about for me. I need some gangster music. I need Cardi B in my life. I know y'all be like, oh, she's so ratchet, but she's so hard, right? She has a drive and a determination that she was not gonna let anybody stop her. Baby, let me tell you something. I need that in my life. Do you hear me? And I'm not saying that there's nobody like that in the Bible, but I'm talking about music that speaks to my soul and says, girl, get yourself together. It's not a lot of that being made in the church world. It's just not. It's just not. That's why I like the Christian rap. And I can't listen to all of that because some of that I'd be like, oh my God, what is you doing? Yes, Sydney. That get up, that music that listen. Listen, I'm getting ready to see my son's rap. I'm try to get one of them to just tap into that. If somebody could tap into gangster Jesus, if somebody can really tap into that, like that's why people like gangster rap because we're in a whole freaking war. We're in a war, and it requires you to be a warrior. So, like, you got to be able to be a warrior and not just soft. Let it, just everything ain't supposed to roll off your back. Some stuff ought to make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you be like, "What? What?" I'm gonna have to check her out. I'm gonna have to check her out, Sydney, because see, I don't be knowing all the church music. I don't be knowing it, right? So I'm glad you told me that. Amari Grace, y'all. I'm gonna have to check it out because I need that. I need that. And you know why? Because we've been pacified. We've become pacifists. What are pacifists? Pacifists serve like a pacifier. When your baby is crying and you just want the baby to stop, what do? Give them a pacifier. It pacifies them. It doesn't give them any nourishment. It doesn't give them the food. But what it does is give them a temporary comfort. So listen, Mike Teasy. Okay, I'm gonna check him out too. Y'all better drop him. Y'all better drop them. Let me check them out now. Amari Grace and Mike Teasy. So a pacifier pacifies you. So what we've done is we've allowed ourselves to be comfortable being pacified instead of understanding that sometimes you need to scream. Sometimes you need to yell. Sometimes you need to get hard. Sometimes you got to. Because let me tell you what people will do. They will take your kindness for weakness. And they'll think you soft in these streets. I tell people all the time, I have consciously worked to maintain her. I keep her at bay as much as possible. I keep her just boxed off in the corner in the cut, because you don't want her to show up. Because when she come out, when she show up, oh, it's on, and it won't be pretty. So I try to just keep her at bay. But in this season, what's going to happen, y'all? Listen, oh my God, I feel this in my spirit. God is calling us to integrate the aspects of our personality into one. It's almost like we've been operating with multiple personalities. But he says that in this season, you're integrating into one, right? So she got to be a part of me. She's got to be there. She's got to be present, because there are times when I need to access her. And I don't only need to access her when things have gotten to the point where I'm ready to just flip out. She's got to be present, and she's got to learn how to exist in the space. Integrated. God is integrating our personalities. There's a whole psychological study. There's a whole field of psychology that talks about integration, identity and personality integration. But what we do is we kind of compartmentalize everything, but God is bringing it all together. So this month, in the month of March, God is bringing it all together so you can spring forth into your destiny. You can't get into your destiny with your split personality. Your destiny requires a whole unified you, a whole unified you. And you can't be worried that people won't accept the unified you. I'll give you a prime example. Listen, I am a comedian, right? And to me, there are just things that are funny. And I am sexual and sensual, right? So I try to limit some of the stuff I do, because I just, I'm a comedian. I used to stand up comedy, right? So yesterday, I couldn't help it. I could not resist it. I fought as much as I could fight. And I said, I'm not fighting this. This is funny as all outdoors. So the guy on TikTok talking about yoga with a huge package on one side. I said, what? I had to duet it. I said, nah, this is too hilarious for me to let go. Talking about yoga allows you to help your muscles to grow evenly. Sir, that's not even, a little lopsided, right? Now, for the super spiritual people, oh God, I'm offended. Oh, that's so sexual. That's funny as heck. Okay. I was like, oh, this hilarious. Oh, this is hilarious. People scared to comment. People see it and they just like skip past it. You watched the whole thing several times. Why are you acting like that? Don't do that. Be real, because God is trying to unify our identity. He has created us to be intellectual, emotional, physical, spiritual, sexual beings, like all of that, financial beings, like all of that. But we keep compartmentalizing our lives. God is not a compartmentalized God, but we got him compartmentalized. So, I listen, integrated, whole, complete. You can't be whole if you got pieces of your personality and your identity that are out on the outskirts that you lock up. That's not whole, baby. You're not whole. Stop trying to just give people the pieces of you that they find palatable. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Stop just trying to give people the pieces of your personality that they find palatable. If you can't, if you can't deal with all of me, then you don't need to deal with me. It's okay. If I'm not palatable to you, it's okay. I'm not mad about that. It's okay. Because there are people that I'm not just palatable for, but like they love me, all of me, not just the pieces of me they like. So, you all, I'm telling you, it is time to Consolidate your identity. It is time for you to bring your identities together. Those pieces of you that you felt like you couldn't let the world see and you've been hiding them, and it's time to bring that stuff together so that you can have a consolidated, integrated identity, integrated, interwoven, interdependent, integrated identity, and not all this split personality stuff that we got going on out here in these streets. It's time over for that, because you're like a caterpillar that's in a cocoon, and it's time to start fighting your way out. And as you fight your way out, you got to fight your way out as that integrated you. Now, this is the key. Some of you gonna come out as a bright, beautiful butterfly, and some of you gonna be a moth. Some of you gonna come out as a bright, beautiful butterfly, and some of you gonna come out as a moth. Now, the moth may look at the butterfly like, who do they think they are, having all those colors and those big old wings? And some butterflies may look at moths like, oh, they're ugly. Both of them have purpose. Both of them have purpose. So I'm just telling y'all, this is the season that we're in. This is what's going on. God is trying to integrate our identities. God is bringing us out, bringing us together, and making us whole so that we can go forth, that we can have the strength to endure, so that when we need the gangster side of us, the gangster side of us can show up. We become so pacified and pacifistic that when we need to be warriors, we don't know how to war. We're scared to war. We'll submit rather than war. No. Mm-mm. Where the warriors at? That's what we got to do. Get back to having the ability to war for that which God has declared is ours. I know it's a lot, but it's facts. Good morning, Shannon. Now, listen, 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 listen. A part of your success in doing that is your ability to articulate. Who are you? Who are you? What is it that you are passionate about? So, look, if you guys have not registered for the Mic Drop Masterclass, it's absolutely free. The Mic Drop Masterclass, go to micdropmasterclass.com, micdropmasterclass.eventbrite.com, micdropmasterclass.eventbrite.com. It's going to be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me see you there. Go ahead, get registered. Listen, I had to change the dates. So go ahead, register. Let's make it happen for you. Mic Drop masterclass.eventbrite.com. Go register. Register now. Get your ticket. If you want the VIP session, that's $50. You can pay $50 and you'll get a 30-minute individual consultation after the masterclass is over. We'll schedule that and make that happen. I know this. Yes. Listen, she come out. I'm ready to raise my hand with all the questions. Y'all listen, I'm giving you my secret sauce. I'm giving you my secret sauce. And you'll be surprised because my secret sauce, listen, it's so easy. It's so easy. So I'm going to teach you how to apply it to your life and your speaking to really maximize your ability to show up authentically in the world, and integrated you, not segmented, fragmented, multiple personality you, but an integrated you. Look, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and get my workout on. I love you guys. Be blessed. Mwah.